America runs on Dunkins? No, 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 no. America runs on self esteem, and all of it is not as secure as you might think. So, in this episode of the Daily Donna, we will be talking about the four types of self esteem that there are outside, how they could change situationally, and we're going to go ahead and use the Sex and the City characters as a way for you to help you identify which one you've got right after the intro. And welcome back to another episode of the Daily Donna with me, your host, Dr. Donna Oriowo, sex and relationship therapist in the Washington, D.C. metro area, author of Drink Water and Mind Your Business, a Black woman's guide to unlearning the BS and healing self-esteem. Now, we've got to have us a little self-esteem conversation. Number one, because why not give away the information for the freeze? And number two, because America, a lot of stuff outside feels mad ridiculous. And part of the reason why it feels mad ridiculous is because a lot of it is actually based off how some of y'all feel about yourselves. Yes, because self-esteem is what? How we feel about ourselves. Self-concept is what we know. Self-esteem is how we feel. And we need to have a conversation about how we feel about ourselves. So let's go ahead and get this thing started. There are four types of self-esteem. And I think of them as being more on a spectrum than I do on a binary. Why? Because a lot of us have grown up with the idea that you either have self-esteem or you don't have self-esteem. But it's not just a matter of whether or not you got it or you don't got it. It's more a question of which one do you have when you have it or don't have it. I think that we need to go ahead and get clear, and that's what this video is about today. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this on the screen. It's gonna stay right here, hopefully for the duration of this video, where we talk about the four types of self-esteem, and they are secure, fragile, damaged, and vacant. Each of them does something a little bit different, and they show up just a little bit different. So secure is that growth mindset. I know what I got. I know who I am. I like who I am, even with all that knowledge. Secure self-esteem. Fragile, on the other hand, I feel like there's not very much to say about secure self-esteem, first of all. Mostly because I think that's one of those ones that so many of us have already known about. When we say that somebody has self-esteem or they have high self-esteem, secure self-esteem is usually the one that we're talking about. So I think that a lot of us, we know what self-esteem looks like, and that's why it makes it so much more easy for so many of us to fake it until we make it without actually making it. Blank, blank. So fragile self-esteem, on the other hand, that's the person that sort of, you live for the praise. You need someone to give you the validation. Now, there's a difference between validation and confirmation. Confirmation is, I know, and I'm asking you to confirm what I already know. Validation is where you're seeking that someone knows something so that you can feel like you also know something. That's not the same thing, right? It's the difference between, am I the ish and I am the ish, right? That right is confirmation. Am I the ish? I'm now asking you to tell me because I don't know. Am I the ish or am I some ish? These are not the same question, beloved. So fragile self-esteem is really seeking validation externally, constantly seeking validation. It also means that if for whatever reason you don't get that compliment, you don't get that pat on the back, you don't get that person to tell you that you did a good job on this thing, you not only do you not know it, you don't feel it, and now that's it for your day. A whole day thrown away on that. As a matter of fact, I would say that you're kind of an emotional pick-me with love. With love. You are an emotional pick-me. You are looking to do the thing that will have the people pick you. For some of us, with love, oh gosh, with love, it is the seeking of additional degrees to prove that you're smart. It's the going after more accolades, more money, a specific partner, all of these things that you use to validate your experience. Sometimes one of the ways that we see this outside is with some men who choose the prettiest woman that they can get and cage, right? Like they want to get her and keep her and basically clip her wings because they want to know that they are it enough to have been able to do so. It's the I can't date these type of girl. I can't date a dark skinned girl. I can't date a fat girl. I can't date a trans girl. I can't, whichever one they can't date, because they're worried that it won't validate their manhood, right? For women that for Black women, that looks like you get a lot of additional education, not because you're bored, but because you think that you're constantly in the space of seeking validation from your friends, from your family, from the society at large, where you change bits and pieces about yourself, lopping off this and that so that other people will like you. You are basically an emotional pick me, choose me, love me, constantly pick me, choose me, love me. And you're seeking for other people to pick you. And when they pick you, you feel good, you feel great, you feel secure. And if they don't, you don't. The third one is damaged self-esteem. Now, I feel like I done said it multiple million ways, but it always comes back to the video of the dark-skinned homegirl and the pop the balloon who popped her own balloon, deciding that brother did not want to be with her. So she put herself out the running. Now she put herself back in the running because, hey, she was willing to take that chance and to put herself out there. And from what I understand, there was a match. Now, damaged self-esteem, we're talking about something that is a disturbance, often said to have happened in your childhood. And I would even go as far as to say that, so damaged self-esteem is where internally you have self-esteem. It's good, it's there, it's healthy, but externally, zero, stingy with De Niro. Basically there's a disconnect between what you know and feel inside and what is actually outside. In many ways, it is the exact inverse of fragile self-esteem. Fragile self-esteem is there's nothing inside, it's only outside. It looks like self-esteem outside, but inside is empty. I only feel good if you like me. Damaged self-esteem is I feel good in here, but I don't think you're gonna like me, so I keep it locked down. I don't say nothing. It's the disturbance in that childhood piece. It's externally low. I think that one, for Black women specifically, it manifests for us as a safety issue, right? Because there are so many messages about who has the right to express self-esteem. And that's one of the things that I talk about in my book, Drink Water and Mind Your Business, Black Woman's Guide to Unlearning the BS and Healing Self-Esteem, that some people get expressed self-esteem. And who guesses who, between light-skinned folk and dark-skinned folk, who gets to have expressed self-esteem? Expressed even if it's fake. Light-skinned folk, they get to have expressed self-esteem, but dark-skinned folk are not allowed to have expressed self-esteem. Why? Because the power lies with lighter skinned people. We're talking about the halo and the horn effect. The halo and horn effect basically means who we demonize and who we uplift, who we see as good, beautiful, righteous, and who we see as ugly devils, right? Dark skinned people are often cast as being ugly devils, the horn, whereas light skinned folk are often seen as the angels, the halo effect. And the way that these two things manifest within the space of like a damaged self-esteem with safety is that dark-skinned women don't get to have express self-esteem. So sometimes it's a safety thing of I have to keep it to myself because I am going to be rejected out here because they have already said we don't like dark-skinned people. It's the same thing that also happens on a larger group area with Black people when the power in right now lies with white folk. That it is sometimes it is a physical, mental, emotional danger for Black people to be more uppity, quote unquote, right? To be more uppity can lead to some level of violence against your person. It's the same thing that happens with women to men. Women don't get always to have express self-esteem because men want to be the one to give it to you as a gift. You don't know you're beautiful. That song, you remember that one? And how many songs kind of say something similar about some woman who is so fine, or in their eyes so fine, but she don't know, so I gotta be the one to tell her. Sweet doom dee doom dee dee. Boo. Anyway, that when there are power dynamics involved, sometimes it is the person that is a part of the group that historically has less access to power that ends up being the one with the damaged self-esteem in any given point. And then you have vacant self-esteem. Baby, you ain't got it. You ain't got it. You ain't get it. You don't think you're going to get it, so you don't seek it. You're not even looking for validation outside because you don't think anybody's going to validate you anyway. So you figure, what's the point? And you don't have it inside, so there's nothing to seek internally. So, I mean, your insides match your outsides, but that's to say that there's nothing there. It is the exact inverse of secure self-esteem, where they feel it inside and it's confirmed outside. Whereas vacant self-esteem, it's vacant all around. Now, the fixed mindset shows, because there's also I don't know if you've heard about the concept of fixed and growth mindset. They also play a role in these four self-esteem types, right? So secure self-esteem tends to have a growth mindset. Growth mindset basically means that you believe that wherever point you enter into something, you are able to learn and grow in that situation. Fixed mindset means that you believe that people come in with all the talent that they will ever have, and that is the display of their good, not practice, not work, not failure, and getting back up and trying again, but that you already have to have had it in order to continue to get it. And fragile, damaged, and vacant often are living in a fixed mindset, in that I believe that other people already come fully potentiated and that there is no further potential to be meeting. An example of this would be like artists. I've been reading The Artist's Way, so artists just came quickly to mind. If you have a growth mindset, you pick up that paintbrush and you believe that I can learn how to paint. And so you spend time working at the craft until you get better at painting. Fixed mindset says, if I don't know how to do it, I'm not finna learn how to do it. So there's no point in me picking up this paintbrush because I'm never going to get better at this thing. That's the difference between the two mindsets as it relates back to the four types of self-esteem. The other thing that sort of plays a role here is attachment styles. That secure, anxious, all of them also play a role in our self-esteem. Like, it's amazing how they all just kind of layer on top of each other. And I feel like I was in my bag. I'm not going to teach that part because why? That's not why we're here. So that's that. Now I have explained all four of our self-esteem types. We got to move on to step number 2 here, which is letting you know that they can change situationally. I know that a lot of us believe that the thing has to be the thing here and everywhere. And while I do agree that a lot of stuff does get universalized, I think that what you should also be considering is that sometimes the universalization of whatever it is that you experience only happens in certain areas, right? Like, you might feel secure with your friends, with your family, because there's no danger of safety, but everywhere else you might be feeling your damaged self-esteem. Like, you are not allowed to express it for your safety, for your well-being, or because you've gotten so used to never expressing your self-esteem, of never allowing it to be outside, and the trauma is something that you have not done the work around, that you don't feel like you can do anything different. That if you're outside and with people you don't know, it's damaged, and with people that you do know, it's secure. And the thing is, those people who know you down bad when you are secure will notice when you are practicing something that is outside of the norm for them. So it's not even that it's not noticeable. It's noticeable. It's just maybe not as noticeable to you all the time. So why can it change situationally? It changes situationally because I think that our safety, our well-being, our connection with people in the space also changes based off whatever situations that we're in. I just gave you an example. And I think that damaged self-esteem is, quite frankly, a lot about our general safety. I think that the fragile self-esteem can also be about safety. It is a people-pleasing type of self-esteem. And sometimes when we're seeking to please people, it's because we feel disconnected. We're scared of feeling lonely. Lonely and alone are not the same thing. Alone is a physical state of being. I am alone in this room talking to a camera who is you on the other side eventually, right? Meanwhile, if I am lonely, we're talking about a mental state. I feel at distance from you. Lonely, alone, not the same thing. And I think that this also plays a role in whether or not we feel secure, fragile, damaged, or vacant in any moment. Now, the ones that I think that people are most likely to sort of traverse through are the first three: secure, fragile, and damaged. Vacant, on the other hand, tends to be pretty persistent. It is what it is, no matter where you are, because you do not believe that you're going to get any validation anyway. Secure also is one of those that tends to be a little bit more stable. But fragile and damaged can change up depending on where you are the most. Those are the ones that are most, I would say, the most bound into whatever situation you find yourself in, right? Whether or not you feel the need to people please, which, in this moment, because brains be working the way brains do. And I know I'm going to have to do additional research on this. One of the things that comes up for me now is wondering how fight, flight, freeze, and fawn also play a role in this, right? Because fight, flight, freeze, fawn. I would say that fragile would be more fawning. Fawning is where you're nice, you're kind, as a way to avert and subvert danger. Damaged is more like you froze, you didn't speak up, you don't say anything. You don't say nothing in those work meetings because you don't want no smoke, you don't want no problems. You just figure if you are quiet, like a fly on the wall, a ghost in the room, that you can bypass all the nonsense and maintain yourself, your safety, your well-being. I think of it in those terms. I mean, look at this. This is how my brain works, y'all. Meanwhile, let's get into the Sex and the City characters, and maybe this could help you figure out which one you've got. Now, you may already be thinking that you know my answers, but I promise you, you do not. So, who is what? Charlotte is secure. I know. I think that some people would put her somewhere else. I put her as secure. Why? Because she's direct. She knew what she wanted and she went for what she wanted. She was pretty clear on it. Did she have moments where she got down about whether or not she's going to get what she wants? Yeah, but mostly it was like, well, where is he? I've been dating since I'm 15. That's not a doubt of whether or not she will have it. It's a question of when will she get the thing that she wants. She's clear from the start. She's looking for what she wants and she's moving for that thing in purpose. She knows who she is and how she behaves is in alignment with that. She is not unwilling to take risks. She's not unwilling to go out, put herself out there. She recognizes that rejection is kind of par for the course and she goes for it. Now, on that fragile self-esteem tip, we've got Samantha. Samantha is highly, 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 highly concerned about her image. She wants to make sure that you know that she believes herself to be the ish. Why? Why are you putting on this performance? Right? Like, performances are for the circus. Performances are for the concert. Performances are not for your everyday life. So why is she performing? Because it's a farce. She wants more. She is unwilling to state what she actually desires. So she kind of makes herself into a pick me, choose me, love me. So when she gets rejected, she rejects in turn. She creates distance. She is seeking validation. She needs people to know that she is somebody. Not a biggie do on a ratty stick, right? It's fine. The next one is Miranda, and she's got that what? Damaged self-esteem. Number one, can we talk about the fact that her friends are not friends? Can we talk about that? Is that like a conversation that we can have? Because my goodness. And it makes her what? Overly accommodating. A damaged self-esteem, I feel it inside, don't out. She's overly accommodating. She is willing to go with the flow of their nonsense in order to maintain a connection with these women that I think are, quite frankly, not good friends. I mean, any friend that tells you to get back with your cheating ex, I'm trying to figure out why. But again, I digress. She's conflict avoidant. She's an early detacher. So if she thinks that something is going to be a problem in advance, she dips out in advance. She don't want no smoke. She don't want no problems. She wants to maintain healthy-ish, whatever. She's just trying not to be lonely, and will twist herself every which way but loose, especially with these ones. And our low self-esteem haver is actually Carrie Bradshaw herself. I don't know what she was doing in all of Sex and the City. I know, and just like that, but I don't count that. We over here. I don't know what went on in that show, but low self-esteem is Carrie all day, every day. That's her thing, baby. Like, she wanted to win big. I don't know that she ever really wanted to be with big. She wanted to shame Charlotte. Like, how many times did she get the money for her house, right? For her apartment? How many people had to offer it to her? But the one person who didn't is the one that she needed to win from. Sometimes the low self-esteem, John, is destructive in the worst way. They will harm everybody around them. They are toxic to the nth degree. They don't always know what they want because they don't know themselves well enough to be going for it. And if they knew something that they could want, they don't really want to put their all into getting it because they don't want to look worse than if they never tried in the first place. So instead, they had their comments and their judgments for everybody else's stuff and what everybody else has going on. But this person is, I think, one of the most dangerous. It's hard to be friends with a low self-esteem person, with someone with don't feel like they got anything on their own to shine on. That's scary work. And I say that is a yellow flag in friendship. It is not a red flag. A red flag would be don't do it, right? Or maybe like stop. But I'm looking like, maybe it isn't like stop. Consider, read some literature on the subject, But I just wanted to go ahead and give you the self-esteem through Sex in the City because, number one, I thought it'd be a little bit fun, but also because I think that so many people identified with the characters. And I think this is a moment for you to watch it back. Look at it again. Do you see what I see? Anyway, that is our episode for today. We have discussed the 4 types of self-esteem, how they can change situationally, and which Sex and the City character was what out there. Let me know in the comments whether or not you agree, disagree. Give me your thoughts. I want to know. And let me know which self-esteem are you seeing for yourself. Hit me in the comments. You already know what it is. You are the bee's knees. I'm Dr. Donna. This is the Daily Donna, and I will see you when tomorrow because this is daily. All right. Bye.